Family and Youth Services Bureau began in Porter County in 1972, largely through the efforts of the Porter County chapter of the League of Women Voters with an assist from the County Extension Office. The agency started with a staff of 1 and currently employs more than 40 persons whose training is typically in social work, counseling, and psychology or education. The Family and Youth Services Bureau serves over 3,000 clients each year in programs designed for parents from before the birth of the firstborn child and all the way up to adolescents who are repeaters in the juvenile justice system and could well be on their way to the Department of Correction. More specifically, our programs with a variety of subsets are clinical services, court-appointed special advocate, community outreach, prevention and early intervention services, and risk management. While roughly 60% of the Family and Youth Service Bureau's program budget is directed toward prevention activities, clients come to the Family and Youth Services Bureau of their own volition or may be referred by the juvenile court, the Department of Child Services, local schools, or other agencies and departments. Family and Youth Services Bureau program sites include 253 West Lincoln Way in Valparaiso, 257 West Lincoln Way in Valparaiso, 6469 Central Avenue in Portage, and the Juvenile Services Center at 1660 South State Road 2, south of Valparaiso. The Family and Youth Services Bureau is governed by a 17-person board of directors representing a cross-section of county residents. Let's listen to what several clients from 2 of our programs have to say about their lives and about their experiences with the Family and Youth Services Bureau.
My name is Connie. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and it's been a long road. She's had a lot of troubles, been in residential facilities, and she is back home with me now, so she has been home with me since November. But now we have another struggle because now that she was out of my life 2 whole years. And and so it's hard. I mean, she still has those, she's not aggressive and she's not violent anymore, but she is very defiant. She's 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just being a teenager alone, but yeah. And it was shortly after she came home, it was like a month later when we started Strengthening Families, and I think that just worked out perfect. I think Strengthening Families has helped a lot. Learning how to communicate a lot better.
That kind of leads to me. I'm Daryl, and I'm engaged to Connie. What started out, I had a relationship with my son. My wife passed away, and so I went to being Mr. Mom, and really I was the breadwinner prior to all this, so parenting was really pretty new to me. I had him on the weekends. I was struggling to some extent, and I had gone to church again and was seeking, any kind of out in the community help I could find, read a lot of books. And we were getting along pretty well, but we weren't communicating well. And Connie, we had met actually through a church group. And she started telling me about some programs and different counseling things she was going to. And so then we ended up coming to Strengthening Families. And it's still an ongoing process, but without the Family Youth Services Bureau and Strengthening Families, I'd probably still be just slamming my door at night, wondering what to do.
My name is Rosemarie, and my son and I came in contact with the Youth Services Bureau through the Juvenile Probation Department. We had long struggles. Even the probation officer had come to the fact that we really needed some sort of unification. It was always easier for me to say, well, he's got bipolar, so this is what we're dealing with, and that was my way of dealing with it. My son has a problem. I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know where to turn. Just nowhere, nothing was working. And I went to visit with the probation officer, and he told me about Strengthening Families. Things started to change. I had to learn how to talk to my son, and he had learned to talk back. We learned that we can't just not deal with it. By not dealing with it, it got worse. And every day, as he would leave for school, he would slam the door and tell me, his last words to me was how much he hated me. And one day, he came to me and he hugged me and he said, "Mom, I really do love you. And I'm glad that you're my mom, because nobody else would have ever done this for me." And I knew at that point coming to these classes was worth every single Thursday for the rest of my life if it was going to help me and my son.
You're not alone. You're not on the island alone. There's people out there that's going through the same thing that you're going through. There's help.
My name is Terry. We found our way here when some of my grandchildren were put into foster care. And by coming here, it has helped the kids to understand what has happened to them, why they are here, and how things can be better. And this place has just been a blessing.
All I have to say about Family Youth Services and this program in particular, Strengthening Families, is where it all needs to start. There's humanity here. This is reaching out to community efforts, compassionate counselors, caring people, listening to you. Like somebody else had said, you don't feel like you're being judged here. The program is great. That's all I have to say. It is great. Strengthening Families is the perfect name for it.
Across Porter County, we are working with kids to give them what they need to grow up healthy, caring, and responsible. Now I ask you to join in that endeavor. My name is Bonnie Sullivan, and I am currently serving as chair of the Board of Directors of the Family and Youth Services Bureau. We need your financial support. Although we receive grants and government funds to run specific programs, there is always a shortfall. We hope we can depend on you for a generous gift. The amount is in your heart.